everybody, welcome back. So in today's video, people are talking about men who secretly hate their wives, who dislike their wives, and I want you to take a look.
I used to go around asking men for advice about getting married, and now that I'm 4 years in, I realize that a lot of these men didn't like their wives. After I posted that video, this comment read, "Can you talk more about liking your wife?" So many men seem to generally dislike and seem to be annoyed by women they love but don't like. What I've both seen and learned as I've grown is that men will marry women who serve them even if they don't like them. That's how patriarchy conditions them. For example, if you ask a cis man what he likes about his partner, he'll soon begin listing the ways in which he serves him. You know what I mean? Like, I think society conditions men to not like women. Like, you love them, you feel a sense of duty towards them, you get one and you take care of them because that's what men do, we're taught. And you're hearing your whole life from church, the men in your life, the media, that women talk too much, they don't listen, they're disagreeable, they're emotional. Cis men tend to like other men in non-romantic ways. They like being around their guys and spending time with them, and sometimes these men talk to each other about how much they don't like their wives. But men will marry women who serve them, who are submissive and obedient and who know their place. Because as I've said, in the eyes of patriarchy, there can be no relationship without control. All liking someone is feeling attraction towards them or taking pleasure in them, delighting in them. Like, I like my wife, I like talking to her and being around her. Even if we're not doing stuff together, I feel better knowing that we're occupying the same space. I like her laugh and the way she speaks. Sometimes I just like watching her exist. Something about it fills me up, inspires me, reminds me. Like, she's my person, my favorite person. Seeing her makes me feel happy and safe. Yes, we're people that argue. Sometimes we annoy each other. But because we like each other, it doesn't take long for either of us to begin a resolution. Because who wants to not be talking to someone they actually like for the sake of pride? Thank you for watching, and like and follow for more content.
So glad that he shared photographs about himself and his lovely wife, and why he is happily married and why he loves his wife. And I love that it's a positive thing to see in this day and age. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at a few clips and I'll come back with my thoughts at the end of the video.
Asking men for advice about getting married, and now that I'm 4 years in, I realize that a lot of these men didn't like their wives.
Hey y'all, so that young man I just stitched brought up an amazing point, and I'm so happy to hear a man admit to this and say this out loud. So go back and watch his original video, but he did a thing and he found out that, men don't like women. His married friends don't like their wives. I've been saying this for years, and listen, I love men, good men. I love good men that are real men, but the rest of them, I'm like, ugh. One of the things I discovered years and decades ago, actually, is that men don't really like women. So many men hate their wives. If you ever in the workplace and you hear a dude talking about his wife, it's always very disparaging comments. It's like crazy. It's like, bruh, do you not even like your wife? What the fuck? Men don't like women. This is totally my conjecture, so do with this what you will. A lot of times men don't like women because we're not men. They want men, but they can't admit it due to societal pressures. So many men, I just want to go up to them and say, dude, just say that you're gay. Like, it's okay, it's all right. But they can't, and they feel pressured, so they blame us because they can't be who they really are. That's conjecture number one. Number two, the men that actually do get married, again, this is not all men, but this is a huge majority of them, feel trapped. They feel trapped in the marriage. They really don't want to do it. They want to be free, but they're doing their societal duty, so to speak, in being married. So of course they resent their wife for taking away their freedom. Men also want to fuck everything that moves. Again, not all, but a whole lot of them. So they resent their wife for not allowing them to go fuck a bunch of bitches and have to uphold their marriage. Men resent women once they have babies. Oh my God. Once women become mothers, why do you think it is so prevalent in America specifically, but it happens other places too? Why is it so prevalent that men be unaliving their entire families? The kids, the wife, what have you? Because he hates them, period. Your daddy probably hated your mama. Your daddy hates you. Your brothers hate you. Your brothers hate your girlfriend. The men around you hate the women around them. And if y'all don't believe me, then let's do a test. Going forward, whenever you're around men, around your guy friends, or if you're married or whatever, just close your mouth, but open your ears and listen to the rhetoric that they say. Start looking at, just look at social media comments to tell you how much men hate women. It is absolutely abhorrent. So I want you ladies to take this information, keep that in mind. And those of y'all that don't want marriage and don't want babies, be resolute in your decisions because you're not missing anything.
Tag old girl in the comments, I saw this on Twitter. She said, we're never going to get a 3 to 4 day work week or work from home across the board because a lot of men in power positions hate their wives and family. Someone said, boomers are so against work from home because they miss having affairs. You think they play golf because it's fun? As someone who actually likes golf, nothing is more telling than a guy who spends $8K on his clubs and fittings and still can't drive straight. Someone else said, this is beyond accurate. I was talking about taking my wife to a conference with me in December. First thing out of my upper management's mouth was, why would you bring your wife? You're ruining your vacation. I've seen men on here say, yeah, everyone told me I would hate my wife after 5 years. I still love her. People in the military, why do you think they be going off without their wife and kids? They be sick and tired of them. Why do you think men be staying at work late when they don't have to? Then they try to bully everybody else to staying at work late. No, you just don't want to be around your family. A lot of men in power positions hate their wives and family.
Yep, I'll never forget my first job out of college. I was working in finance and my boss used to come in super early, like 45 minutes, an hour before the rest of the team. Someone asked him why, and he just looked at her like she had 10 heads and said, ugh, do you have any idea what it's like chasing after 2 kids under 5 in the morning? It's chaos. I'd much rather be here. His wife knew what it was like. I guess that was her burden to bear.
So I used to work with somebody who would constantly come into the office, even on the days we were supposed to be remote. And this dude lived like 3 hours away from the office. So of course I got curious and I was like, do you not like working from home or something? And then he said, no, I just don't like being around my wife and kids. And I laughed awkwardly and I was like, that's a joke, right? But apparently he was being serious because I later learned that the other team members who went out to drink with him regularly knew all about how much he hated his family. The worst part of it was that everybody around me was normalizing it. I've heard things like, oh, that's just how marriages are. That's the end of your life. All men hate their wives. You're just admitting that you have a shitty marriage. Imagine you overhear your dad saying how much he hates his family and he would much rather work than spend time with his family. Yeah, his kid is definitely gonna need therapy.
And this is the reason why a lot of men end up marrying somebody who's a maid but not a friend. This is the reason why she's washing your clothes. She's doing everything that you want her to do, but you don't want to talk to her. She easily irritates you because you don't even like her.
That's what I want to get to. Thank you for going there.
You don't even like her.
Bro, I've talked to several married men who told me that they don't like their wives. I asked them, well, are you at least friends with your wife? They're like, friends?
I bet they do. I bet they do everything for them, though. They do everything for them, though.
Can I say something?
You make enough money to marry a maid. I mean, to hire a maid. I mean, and then marry a friend, right?
Wow.
If you want, if that's what you want, and so what you really want is somebody to cater to your egos,
Your brokenness.
your brokenness,
Yeah.
because you didn't get that to Jesus.
Woo. Go ahead. Go, sis.
Can I say
Yeah.
something? I have thought it a bit interesting that it does seem like some men enjoy men more than they enjoy women, but they marry women because they're supposed to, but their affections, their time, their energy, their vulnerability is giving space for men more than so.
I feel like this is giving long suffering. It is given, I've been married for 35 years. I've been married for 70 years. This is what marriage is all about. Okay, and this is the male version of the situation. And I've heard a lot of things growing up when it comes to marriages. Oh, this is how men are like. It's almost like it's okay, like stay in the marriage. Marriage is not a bed of roses. It's difficult. Like you're supposed to just endure. Just take it, okay? Change your name to endurance. This is what marriage is all about. This is what men do. It's normal. It's okay. Just stay in there, hang in there. But it's not going to be okay. Okay? It's not going to be okay until you leave the marriage. So if you're in a marriage that you're not appreciated, that you're merely tolerated, baby, 35 years is not a reward. It's not a badge of honor. Okay? Leave. That's why there's divorce. Like, get divorced and leave. You deserve happiness too. I feel like most men stay in marriages for the sake of saying or having something to say when they go out with the boys. Like, I am married, okay? It just makes them look respectable. Or not because they love their wives, not because they love their children, but it's just the right thing to do. Okay, and most men actually prefer being in a relationship with their friends, with their other male counterparts, than being with women, because they secretly hate women. But they have to get married. Okay, I'm not saying all men. Some men are amazing. Okay, so let's give them credit. Okay? But I'm talking about those ones, like the ones we've heard about. Like, you drive 3 hours to go and stay in an office because you don't want to be around your wife and children. Why don't you get divorced? It's given that Twitter thread. Okay, the phase where you realize that you hate your girlfriend. Like, just leave. And they have the audacity to stand here and market marriage to women and submission to women. You don't even like the women that supposedly are the ideal women, the ones you put a ring on. You don't even like them. You don't like them. So who are you preaching to? Yet we are going to die alone with cats. I'd rather die alone with a cat. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Bye.